Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? I hope you're having a wonderful time. And also, thank you for joining us. Before we get started in today's game, why don't we go ahead and introduce our wonderful players to you all? Let's start with the top left corner with Don.
Hey everybody, I'm Don. I am excited to be here and to play some masks, to play a superhero. I apologize for whatever is to come, but I'm very, very happy to be here supporting this great charity and getting to play with some folks I've never gotten to play with before. I always love doing that. So thank you very much for being here. Stick around. Please, please donate and as much as you're able to, of course, and have some fun with us. So thank you.
Right, perfect. We'll go ahead over to Alyssa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alyssa, or Xander Slamilton, as you see me around the things. I'm really excited to be playing a superhero that I dressed up in everything. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited to support Young Minds. I'm super excited all around, if you can't tell. Just a ball of excitement.
Awesome, awesome. Going on down to Sphinx.
What's going on? Sinks. Usually I'm lurking in the chat, but that'd be playing in one shot. I'd like to dress up as my character, but I physically cannot.
You'll embody them in a different way. All right, and then last but certainly not least, we have Cadence.
Hello there. I'm Cadence. I'm on the Twitter at Magdalene Bloom, and I didn't dress up at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Perfect. Oh yeah, I guess there's me. I guess I can introduce myself. Not that important. I'm Alicia, or Petty Energy here on Twitch, and I will be your game master for tonight's wonderful game of masks. It's gonna be amazing. And the way our story will work is, well, why don't we go ahead and pull our story into focus? Our story takes place in Halcyon City, one of the well-known cities for this particular setting. There's all kinds of different technologies, whether you're stopping in at the Aegis Lab to see what new form of energy, whether if they can channel supernova, or whether you're just getting a hot dog at one of the street vendors. It's a city just bustling with potential, and occasionally might see somebody flying around in a cape. Who knows? It happens. Some people still do capes. Me personally, I don't like it in my way, but some people do capes. And speaking of people who may or may not wear capes, I think we're gonna go ahead and pan down to our wonderful players and the characters they will be playing, walking up to what looks like a registration desk in front of a enormous arena. Right, we see roughly 4 people coming in. One looks sort of like a surfer person, another one with a wonderful red top, another one that looks like Earth incarnate with vines and hair, and another very, very tall being. Who are these people? Would you be so kind to tell us?
So, probably like catching up to the others, or some of the others at least, running a little late, is Shark Claw. There's a great wave that who knows where it comes from, somewhere, crashes high and then low onto the street outside of the stadium, splashing. And as Shark Claw crashes to the street, you could see that he looks like a pretty stereotypical, almost laughably like a stereotypical West Coast surfer, except he has a strange shark fin on his back, and when he comes crashing down on this wave, riding his surfboard, the surfboard catches on the street, it flips, he flips, He hits the ground and rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls, bounces up to his feet, dazed, and reaches out and snatches the surfboard out of the air and just looks to his teammates and says, "Whoa, sorry I'm late."
Well, ain't nobody surprised you're late, Sharkclaw. That's just the way you be, my boy. Tempestfire is fairly on the taller side of kind of lanky, sort of in the red singular jumpsuit, not unlike what I'm wearing here, with one long red sleeve and the black lace glove, and her hair in the pompadour and the long ponytail behind. And if there's anybody that has an energy of probably used to be a bad guy and is probably still very suspicious, you're looking right at him. That would be Tempestfire. If there's anybody that also embodies the Loki of Asgard, I am burdened with a glorious purpose. That's also Tempestfire. In fact, she thinks that she is very much burdened with a glorious purpose, and that is hanging out with all of them at this point. For now.
And Blue steps forward towards Sharkclaw. I've been meaning to ask, where does the water come from? We're nowhere near the beach.
Yeah, man. I don't have like water powers or anything like that. I build a machine, just sprays a lot of water. I ride it as far as I can. It's not really finished yet, so I keep crashing into things. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it one of these days. Then I'll have water powers too.
Interesting. And Blue Shift stands at about 6'1". He's not from here. He has almost a very, very deep blue complexion to his skin. He stands almost hunched like a werewolf, but his face is almost reptilian. And he has silver, like all silver eyes. And completely naked at the moment.
As you do, I suppose. And Silverthorn, the quieter one in the back. Shorter than the rest, about 5'6"-ish. Yeah, green skin with thorn protrusions coming from her shoulders all the way down to her knuckles. Yeah, red hair that has vines intertwined in it. And strangely enough, or not, wears a shirt that says that she is a druid.
Nice.
Just staying with the vibe.
Well, you've all gathered now, and you're sort of outside of this large stadium that, in bright purple letters, has Patch Pewgule Competition just emblazoned on it. Do you all, in fact, step closer to the building? Right now, you're just kind of outside on the street. Yes.
Yeah,
Well, I
we
assume
should
someone's
go.
handling registration. Because that ain't me. I'm not being responsible for no paperwork. No paper trail.
Well,
Yeah,
I
wherever it is,
didn't know where to
Blue
go.
Shift.
I didn't know where to go. I was waiting for y'all to show up. Brilliant.
Oh, Silverthorn, you take over registration?
No, I don't. I mean, I told them that we're probably going to be here, so maybe we should check at the table and see if we are officially supposed to be here.
Well, we're here, so we're here.
We're pretty famous now too, so like they'll probably just recognize us and wave us through. We probably won't even have to stand in the line.
Well then, I guess we're gonna find out in a few seconds, aren't we? After you,
Well,
Sharklaw.
speaking of people in line,
Yeah.
you do see a number of people in various different outfits, sort of like passing by you and funneling into the building. Some of them look a little more civilian. Some look like they are fresh from possible hero work, as it were.
Anybody we've ever fought before? Like anybody we've ever gotten to fisticuffs before?
Funny you should mention that, because as people are streaming by you, there does seem to be one person in particular who goes out of their way to bump right into you, Sharklaw.
Whoa, hey. Watch it, wait.
Watch where
do I
you're
know you?
going. You recognize this person as the leader of Tidal Wave. Goes by which the name they typically go by is Kai.
Oh, hey Kai, long time no see. You here? Part of the games? We're all here. And Blue Shift's not wearing any clothes.
I'm not here to play a game. I'm here to win. Have fun being a bench warmer, loser.
Hey, that's just like your opinion, man.
Kai goes ahead and proceeds, and the rest of his group following after him, sort of glaring at you as they go by. They don't say anything. They just
I
glare.
think he bumped into you on purpose.
What, really?
You think so, Shift?
Why would he do that?
Well,
I don't know.
he thinks he's better than us, but I hate to tell him he's wrong. That's what this is for, right? Prove that we're better.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you all know at least one of the teams that'll be in this.
Yeah.
Assuming you all continue
a full-on
into the
rival.
building. Full-on rival. Assuming you all continue into the building, eventually you'll be brought to a desk that says registration. Once again in bright purple letters. There were not any arrows pointing to this, but once you get to the table itself, bright purple, registration. Oh, hello. You're oh no. Well, where's the card? Where's the card? And in person starts quickly referring through, like, oh, what was the name? Name? If you tell me your name, I can find your card. Flip.
Tempestfire. Sugar.
Oh,
As for the
Tempest,
group
Tempest.
name, you can look for the deities.
T. Oh, that's what D. I was thinking Dalmatian for some reason. I'm so sorry. Yes, all right. Dandies. Oh, here we go. Right here. So if all of you just go ahead and sign your safety forms, we should be good to go. I'm so excited to see you all in here. I follow you on social media, but I follow a lot of people on social media, and it's a little hard to keep track sometimes. Sorry about that.
Fascinating. Tempestfire's gonna sign with a fake name because no paper trail.
Of course.
Sharklaw just signs with a fin. It's just a fin, a really poorly drawn fin.
Perfect.
Blue Shift is gonna sign with his actual name as you.
Perfect. Person takes all this in stride.
And Silverthorn will follow along with Sharklaw and draw a tree, some leaves, maybe a few flowers, and starts expanding upwards into drawing like a hill with the sunrise over it.
On you are
I
quite
think,
the artist, but we gotta go.
yeah, at a certain point, the person was like, "Oh, that's very. I still need to actually take your form if you're done." Tries to like slowly slide the like paper out from under you as you're drawing. Just all right. Okay, so then here are your so and that was just regular paper that gets filed away, and then you all get ID cards. What would you appear to be ID cards? They have your name on them, and they are clear except for your name. So they're see through except for your name. Just like go right in that way. They're waiting for you.
Thank you kindly.
Doing a
Yeah,
great
thank you
job.
very much. I really appreciate it.
I'll be sure to take plenty of pictures once I'm done with my shift here. And as you all proceed on, there's a stairway. Again, bright purple letters. Combatants in here. Go through. Go through there. And it takes you into this wide. Oh, it eventually leads into this wide open, what you assume is a waiting area sort of thing. Lots of different teams there, so you can mingle a little bit before everything starts. You can just get water, wherever you need. This is sort of like the last gear up session before you're going to go into the stadium proper, as it were.
Uh, hey, Tempestfire, and
Yes.
everybody. Should we like try to sabotage the other teams? Or are we playing this fair? Like, what's our strategy here?
Oh, you want some sabotage now, do you? I think I can help with that.
Amazing.
Maybe some of these waters, they so watery, if you know what I mean. They got a little bit of a kick to them. A little bit of a
I don't,
white claw.
I don't know
Is
if that
sabotaging
would
them
be
necessary?
honorable.
Not that it has to
I
be
mean,
necessary. It can just be fun.
well, what's the point of a competition if we don't play fair?
We can't prove we're better if we cheat.
You're right. I guess. Just gonna like slowly take the water bottle I was turning into alcohol and just like put it in a bag. Just like I suppose you make a solid point. Celebration juice later.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
we
you
all
all are
powerful, so we can do it. We can win.
I don't know, like, all of you are really powerful, but I don't know, I'm not that powerful. I just feel like I'm gonna hold you back if I don't cheat. But Blue
Now,
Shift,
Shark
like,
Claw.
you're my compass. You're my compass. You say we gotta do this straight. I'll be
You rode in here on a surfboard with water you generated yourself. I think you're ready for this.
Thank you, Blue Shift. I needed that.
all right. So you all have elected to not try to get an upper hand on the competition, as it were. All right. Good to know. Are you all getting any? Because when I say this is a gear up station, there's various amounts of like sort of like sports equipment. Like there's knee pads and shoulder guards and like the mouth guard thing. I think it's called that. And if I'm not, I don't play sports. I went to school for math. All kinds of things of that nature, if you so choose. You do not
I
have to,
will take a
but it's
um
available.
real life Alyssa, remembering all of my time playing like full contact sports. I'm gonna at least get a mouth guard.
There we go. All right.
I don't want
Hey,
the full helmet because I want to make the hair look good, but at least
that's right.
prevent that kind of injury.
Gotcha. Nope. Absolutely. And you see some teams think, not taking all those getting getting like apple juice and things like that, and other teams are. And there's one team in particular that essentially looks like they have suited up enough that it seems like they're going out to play rugby. Like they have put in every single piece of safety equipment they could possibly get their hands on. So it's kind of running the gamut. You see, and a couple of the teams are looking your way, not necessarily hostile, just kind of eyeing the competition, as it were.
Is our good friend Kai just kind of what's his is he getting gear or is he just
Oh no,
taking photos or something?
Kai and his group are leaning up against the wall, look at, as if they are surveying, land in which they own. That they are as if they are royalty of the castle. They
Hmm.
have taken no equipment whatsoever.
Just gonna look back at my group and look at them and be like, I really want to mess with them, but I'm not. I'm not gonna. They told me not to.
If they're just standing there, it's going to be hard to mess with them anyway, isn't it?
I've got my ways.
You're right.
I'm just
Wait,
going
I
to
got
do
the
some
perfect mind
stretches.
game.
Whatever you choose to do, that's in your conscience.
All right, I've
Perfect
got the
mind game.
perfect
All
mind
right.
game. I'm gonna go up to them and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, y'all! I hope you have a really good competition." And I'm gonna extend my hand, sportsmanlike, for a shake.
The
Good luck out there.
so there, Kai just straight up ignores you. One of the other team members, going by Aaron, kind of looks and sneers and says, "Good luck to you too. You'll need it."
Oh, well, ain't that sweet of you? Just sweet as pie. Shake their little hand. Just give them a big old smile and walk away. Mind game is
Are
good sportsmanship.
are any of them do any
You,
of them have like any pieces of technology on them?
Aaron did. Aaron did. Aaron has.
Okay.
Aaron actually has their pants are seemingly almost entirely made out of keyboards. Oddly enough, the shirt's
Okay.
just a shirt, but the pants all keyboards,
All
basically.
keyboards. So I think Sharkclaw, seeing them being, especially Aaron, being pretty snotty to Tempestfire, and Tempestfire turns around to walk away. He does one of those sort of like brush over the hair. He looks away so it doesn't seem like he's looking at them, and he taps the side of his sunglasses, and little lights turn on the inside. And I want to provoke someone
I was
by turning on his keyboard and making it play what's chopsticks over and over and over again really loud.
absolutely all right, folks and one. So why don't you go ahead and give me a superior roll? First roll of the
Okay.
game.
It's a
Ooh,
5.
didn't quite work. So you'll mark experience. Not sure you'll get enough to make a difference in the game, but you mark experience when you don't get it. So you tap the side of your head to attempt to kind of mess with their keyboard pants. And you sort of like all of a sudden there's like this sharp kind of screech across your earpiece. It's kind of like a feedback thing, and it's just and eventually you can you kind of like reset it, like turn it off and turn it back on again. And then Aaron's glaring at you and just kind of puts like the L up to their forehead and then points at you.
That was a total accident. I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping we'll be BFFs later. Hey, you do good out there, Aaron. You do good.
I hope you trip and fall.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, that's
But
rude.
Well, now.
So that's good. Although going back to Tempest, because your goal is to sort of like kind of get in their head with good sportsmanship. So why don't you go ahead and roll me? I want to make sure I call for the right thing. Would that be actually? So you can also go ahead and roll me superior.
All
Or
right.
unless you have something that says you roll something else instead of superior.
I'm not doing either of my powers that would make me do something different, so I'll just roll
Okay.
superior.
All right. Nope.
Well,
So like you would also mark experience, and for yours, you're just ignored. No, the thing like besides thyroid, just ignored. Now, as that exchange ends, all of a sudden, over what looks like purple megaphones in each corner of the room, you hear over the announcer, "Contestants, please report to the stadium. It's time to begin. Have fun." And and the door that sort of, so not the door you came into, but a door that what you assume leads to where the stadium is proper, sort of like opens up and slides out. It's not one of the hinge doors; it's a slide to open door, and some lights are lit up all along, like a way to this long walk to the stadium. And groups, and they start calling by groups. So as we're going through, so you hear something to the effect of, "Will where's my list of teams? Oh no, will the fire kickers please report to the stadium?" A couple 2 minutes pass by. "Will tidal wave please report to the stadium?" And this goes on and on.
good
You are
luck.
yeah, you are in fact the you are in fact the last group called up. There's a couple other teams, and that with a total of, I think I said 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. You're team number 8. "Will the dandies please report to the stadium?"
All right.
Boy, that's us. We're the dandies.
Rock and roll.
Yep.
Here's
You're
our Hunger
walking
Game
along.
entrance.
Absolutely. There's been consistent cheering and or booing depending on who's there or who's going through the tunnel. Tidal wave got quite a few boos. But yeah, so it seemed to vary by team. And yours and you all, as you come up in the stadium, it is enormous. The field you're on is actually blank white. Like it's not grass or anything. Like it seems sort of like maybe it's tile. It's unclear, but it is a white field and all of their stands and everything. And there's also sort of protective screens in front of all of the seats. So if any kind of action happens, that's supposed to act as a barrier. And they're mostly translucent, but depending on how the light hits it, sometimes you can see that little bit of sheen. And as you all come through there, there's cheers. Again, there's cheers and boos. You see some signs, like "Go Dandies, go!" Some to the fact, and there's other signs that also say "Dandies," more like "Don't D's." They're not very good. So it's a bit of a
Points
mixed
for
bag.
creativity.
100%. All right. All 8 teams are on the field. All right. Welcome, contestants, to the 3rd annual Patch Pewgule Competition. This competition is all about proving what you can do versus some of the other great heroes in the city. We want to make sure you have fun, but we also want to see some great action out there. So be creative, be bold, and most importantly, have fun. I'll be your host for this event, Patches. And the announcer appears to be African American woman with these sort of giant red puffs on the side of their head. They have a yellow sort of safety jacket on over their clothing, And other than that, it seems like a fairly standard outfit, except for there's a sort of like a harness around their leg with a couple of different pouches.
Hey, Blue Shift, I just wanted to say, like, more power to you, just being yourself out here in front of all these people. Like, so many, I didn't know there's gonna be this many people here, Blue Shift. I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, didn't think this many people would show up, but it's no different than normal. We just do what we came here to do.
What are we doing
Help
here?
each other
Like,
out.
what's the game? Is this like basketball or?
I'm not sure. I saw people putting on shields and armor.
I think we're gonna fight.
Like I said, Hunger Games.
That's cool.
One's right.
As an out of character note, real quick, there's a boon for Shotclaw and Tempestfire, which will be taken into account as we continue on as competition. But yes, thank you very much, chat. Much appreciated. Yes, you all have a boon, and it will take effect.
Guess I should get ready too.
Right.
And Blue Shift will step back a few steps, and he'll essentially armor himself up. You'll see chitinous plates grow on his legs, his torso, the backs of his arms, and on plates form on the top of his head in a darker blue than his skin. And he'll just like roll his shoulders and stretch out a bit. You guys should be ready.
Oh.
This is his normal superhero outfit, by the way.
Way to give him a show.
Every single time.
Show off, more like shell on. I won't quit my day job, don't worry. As you all are having this conversation, because as you know, when the announcement was made, there's cheers and everything. With it settling back out, with it settling back down again, Patches continues. Now, our first event this year, because as you know, they change every single year, will be a relay race. And as Patches says that, the white space that you're on shifts completely. Like it sort of the ground under you starts to feel like regular dirt as opposed to just like the white tile as you understood it. There are some trees that sprout up in a couple of different areas. There's also what appear to be, there's some lines in the air. You're not sure exactly how those work, but there are the best way you can. I see right now. Like right now, they just look like lines in the air. If you want, you can try and make a roll to try and figure out what they are. But there appear to be lines in the air, and just sort of all different types of fauna and everything. And also, there's also a what's the word? There seems to be like a starting place, which you figure out is the starting place because it literally says starting place in purple letters on the ground.
I really like their purple.
All right, I guess we have to choose what order we're going to run this, yeah?
Which of us is the fastest?
Shirtclaw like sheds a little tear underneath his sunglasses as he remembers their fallen previous team captain who was a speedster.
Everybody just has a moment of silence.
Yeah.
Moment of silence for Taina.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very fast. I'll do my best. I'll try not to embarrass us.
So it's going to be.
What if we put
first?
you first then? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
whatever the team
hey,
needs, you know.
it's it's no pressure. It's just if you're the slow one, we put you first to throw them off our scent. You know, throw them off the rhythm. If they think that we're all
Oh yeah, I
slow
like the way you think.
because you're the slow one, yeah, yeah,
It's like a
Like,
super
And they just
villain
get
plan.
steadily faster, right?
yeah, exactly. It is kind of a supervillain plan, but to be fair, it's not. It's a super hero plan because
just
I'm
move
one
at
of
your own
those
flow.
guys.
Right. That's what we are. Yeah. Totally. We're all
Yes,
superheroes now.
yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go
All
first.
right. Between the rest of us, who's the next fat? Who's the next slowest? Who's the fastest
Probably
even?
me.
I can potentially make myself fly, but uh, not especially
Shift.
faster than anybody else.
I feel like flying might work to our benefit then. I can move pretty fast. You know, having been a villain and used to running away from things, you get pretty fast if you don't want to get caught.
Yeah, I don't remember they saying we have to run.
Yeah,
It's just a
well,
race.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out just fine.
Yeah,
What's the worst that can
you're
happen?
smart.
Roll another fail.
All right, so I think we have order for it out. Is it going to be Shark Claw and then Silverthorn, Tempestfire, Blue Shift? If that's how it is. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, sounds good. Sounds like you all have sort of figured it out. And since this is a relay race, with you doing different parts of this, we're gonna go ahead and say you have 14 points to distribute as you want. So, as a team, because as a team, like you've sort of decided who's gonna go in what order, showing your cohesion, and you can if you want you can decide to try and save all your points for the end, or if somebody decides I think I need a +1 to this roll, so I'm taking a point. You can do that as your leisure. You can do a team player or decide nope, I'm going to use all four if no one's used them, and too bad for everybody else. It's completely up to you, but so you have a pool of 4 points you can use at your discretion.
Are they like direct bonuses to our rolls?
They will act as direct bonuses to your roll. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So Shark Claw will go up to the line since he's first, and as he's getting set
Mm-hmm.
up, he's trying to. He remembers what Blue Shift did, and how everybody else has these cool powers, and he squeezes his back, and he tries to make his shark fin grow, but despite his straining, nothing happens, and he's a little out of breath even before the race begins.
Gotcha.
Can I assess the blue lines, at least the lines that are in the air?
Absolutely. You can absolutely assess the situation, which I think is
Okay.
still, let's see, that's superior. So go ahead, give me another superior roll.
And I think just out of like stress and anxiety of this many people watching and knowing like, oh, this is going to be a spectacular disaster, he at least tries to think like, okay, all right, what am I doing? Let's look ahead. What are these things? Did that?
Right.
There we go. 9.
Hey, that is a 9. Absolutely. So, as you sort of tap real quick before I do this explanation. Blue Shift, you also have a boon, which will be taken into account as a note. As you're you kind of like tap your glasses to try and see if there's anything you can sort of figure out about them. And as you're scanning it, you realize that the lines are sort of rips in space, if you could say. There's sort of slits in space, like they're not gaping wide open, but there's something sort of extra dimensional about them.
Okay. I think he would tap his glasses twice and send a text message to any of his teammates, at least any of them that have cell phones, that says, whoa, look out for those lines. They're like tears in space and time. Just to kind of give them the heads up too.
Absolutely. So everyone If you, as you're going through the course, if any of those come up because of your assessing, you will get a reroll if you do not succeed. Thinking ahead. All right, so everybody sort of starts at the starting place as it is emboldened. And all right, contestants, on your mark, get ready, get set, race! And sort of like a big air horn goes off, and you take off at whatever speed you so choose. And the way you know where to go forward is once the air horn starts, there is a dotted line leading to a certain section of the arena. Like, I don't know if you ever played any of the games where, like, how there are sort of like those rings if you're doing an obstacle course, just like, oh, find the ring to go to the next place. That's how this will work. So there's a dot. So there will be a dotted line that may or may not go into the air to lead to the next ring, and that's where you go.
Okay.
And you're into
yeah. I mean, I think Sharkclaw probably like looks side to side, tries to figure out the actual runners know like the right running position before a race begins, and he does a poor job of mimicking that. And he's gonna run his little heart out, but as he starts to get winded, because doesn't have superhuman strength or speed or anything like that. I think his best technique, his like best approach is going to be to try to pinpoint, wait, where's the tidal wave member, because they're going down and I'm going to mess with them.
All right. Okay. You're going to, so in this case, where that sounds like maybe directly engaging a threat, because tidal wave are in fact a threat to you. So that's going to be can you go ahead and do me a danger roll?
Yeah. Is this one of the main tidal wave people? Is this Aaron or anybody?
This is Aaron. This is Aaron. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Aaron. It's on. With a 7.
That's a hit. Absolutely. So at 7, you have a couple of different options. You can resist or avoid their blows, which right now they haven't engaged with you, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
That's tough. You know what?
Yeah,
He's gonna, because it didn't work the first time, and he knows he can do it. He knows he can hack into those pants. So as he's chugging along, he starts to slow down just for a second. He stops and catches his breath. And he touches the side of his glasses, and those lights glow on the inside. And he's going to try to play. He's going to try to play. What's a terrible song? I already tried Chopsticks. Heart and Souls. So loud on his electric piano pants that his pants are going to, if they don't explode, like they're going to cause him ear problems, throw off his center of balance, and also just make him look ridiculous.
Absolutely. It just all of a sudden, just the keyboard fans are just exploding with this sound. There are some of the keys, in fact, pop off from how loud it is, and Aaron's just kind of constantly like legs are just vibrating as they're trying to like step and go forward, just like, you Sharkclaw! Oh, I knew this was you! As they're struggling to sort of go forward.
As Sharkclaw passes him on the field, like, he's got a big smile on his mouth, and because the pants are so loud playing the song, probably nobody else can hear his, like, kind of laugh as he runs by. And then he just, like, as he passes by, he just gives him, like, a big, doofy grin, and he flashes for the first time his Wolverine claws, which are another thing that he can do.
Nice.
See ya, Aaron.
That is fantastic. Absolutely. No, that's great. That's absolutely. So yeah, so you make it. So you've done that. Aaron essentially looks like a human tuning fork right now with how much they're vibrating for the sound, because they cannot figure out how to stop it. And just so you make it through, even though you're a little behind, you make it through obstacle, like the obstacle ring 1, no problem. And it looks like you have two, so there's another one on your circuit to go through. And this one looks like, so the first one was the first ring you went through was actually colored red. The next one, as the dots leading to it, going through it, is colored yellow. Yeah, so it was red dots leading to a red circle. Now it's yellow dots leading to a yellow circle. This one seems to be a little more elevated, like it looks like it's sort of towards one of the top of one of the trees. It's not in the tree proper, but that's about the height it's at.
Is there anybody else like alongside me or climbing the tree, or am I kind of on my own at the moment?
You're on your own at the moment. It seems that not everybody's rings match up. People are sort of like all over the arena. You happen to be like Aaron's happen to be pretty close to yours, but they seem to be a little spread out for this next one.
And I can climb. There's like a tree I can climb up, right?
There is a tree you can climb and get to it. Absolutely.
Okay. I want to. So what he does is he's still got his claw. He takes out his second pair of claws too, and he begins clawing his way up this tree, trying to climb it. And what he wants to do on the way down, because Aaron is going to catch up eventually. That pants trick isn't going to work forever. So he's going to look for like the largest limb and slice through it and try to knock it down on top of Aaron's head as he's catching up. I have an ability for this.
All right. What ability is that?
This is Are You Watching Closely? When I try to mislead, distract, or sabotage someone, roll superior. On a hit, they are fooled, at least for the moment. I can choose like from a list if I succeed.
All right. Go ahead and roll that.
So superior. A 10.
Absolute
So
full
10,
hit. It happens exactly as you want it to.
Okay. I want to, Okay, number one, I want to avoid further entanglement. Like, I don't want revenge from Aaron coming back at me. Number two, I want to confuse them for a time. Probably the branch hitting them on the head, I imagine. And number three, I want to get an opportunity. So maybe like as he cuts this limb down, he's already looking forward to where he's going next, and he's trying to figure out, all right, well, I'm not very fast, but maybe I took care of Aaron. Now I can catch up to the others somehow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So in this case, so what happens? So Aaron is eventually, sort of stopped. Like, he gets his keyboard pants shut off eventually, and is sort of striding towards you, seemingly ignoring his dotted line. Like, he's gunning for you for the moment. And as he's sort of like entering, and under like sort of where that tree is, because he knows what direction you went. He doesn't see you exactly. And so, so you slice into this limb, and, sort of hearing, starting to hear this whoosh through the air. Aaron, of course, just kind of like looks up and then and kind of gets his hands over his head, but the tree still falls on him. As this tree is falling, one of those rips in space opens up and just dumps continuously sand on Aaron. It's just a continual torrential thing of sand that's just flowing through the air. And eventually it's just kind of like this, and it sort of stops into like a mound. Like, Aaron's basically kind of like, how at the beach where you can kind of have your head sticking out if you've been completely buried in sand. That's what Aaron looks like right now, just kind of sort of dazed from the tree and also kind of confused. But conveniently enough for you, mound seems pretty stable. You can stand on it, get through your ring if you want.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think it takes him a moment. Like he watches the mound fall, and he's just like kind of like really really happy, and he looks around for his teammates in the distance, like Tempestfire and Silverthorn, and gives him 2 thumbs up and points down at Aaron. And then he realizes, oh, there's a race. Jumps on the mound and tries to keep running through the ring.
Oh yeah. So as you go through the ring, you are teleported back to the starting place, and then Tempest. No, was Tempest second or was Silverthorn second? Silverthorn. Yeah, there we go. Silverthorn. You like dotted line appears before you. Red dots, or rather, yeah, red dots leading to a red line. It is your turn to go. Hustling in. You're going in. Yeah, so you're going through. Why don't you go ahead and give me a why don't you go ahead and give me an assess the situation roll. So go ahead and roll superior for me. See how well you navigate this.
Wait. See if I can. Why aren't you going? I'm clicking on the button, but nothing's happening.
Let's see if I can get that rolling for you. Okay, I did. You did unfortunately miss it. So you can still find your way to your ring just fine. It takes you a little longer. Because with Shark Claw, with how well you did with able to like getting on the mound and getting teleported back, you kind of pulled ahead. Now you're sort of with a little bit longer how much you take, and it seems like people are kind of going all over the place. You slow down a little bit, but you're still doing pretty good. You can find your ring and get through it, no problem.
Yep. Good. Okay.
One ring down, no problem. You're going through, so your next ring appears again. This is now the yellow dots to the yellow circle. This one's right in front of. This one's also on the ground, just further in front of you. You can make it, no problem. No problem. Like yours seems very straightforward. Like it's distance. It's not. That's it. Yeah. So you're trudging through. You go through the yellow ring. No problem. You're teleported to the start, and now I believe it's Tempestfire's turn.
Yes, it is now my turn.
Yep.
I'll take that under advisement. All right. Roll superior, right?
Yep. Roll superior. All right, cool. Managed to get through your red ring, no problem. Pulling a little head again. Going through, no issue. So now for your yellow ring, I want you to go ahead and roll danger for me.
Ooh, I like that. I like danger. Mm-hmm. Danger's good. I'm good at danger.
No problem. So, with danger being and I had to roll that because your yellow ring is in between 2 space rips. You avoid it, no problem. You also have the option of opening those rips for your opponents if you want.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just very casually like raise a finger and fire a little poisonous ray. Just be like, oopsie, did I do that?
Yep. So
was that me?
Yeah, I imagine as you're going through the ring, you just kind of like point one there, and sand sort of shoots, as opposed to just falling down as it did with Shark Claw. It shoots out in a specific direction, sort of slamming into this person who seems to be kind of running around like they're running around with best way to describe it would be fire feet, and they just get slammed by this sand torrent to the ground. Again, just kind of buried and dazed. What?
Well, don't that just burn? Bye now. I'm gonna charge off for my
That's it.
ring.
You get through the ring, no problem. You're well ahead. So yeah, so you go through your yellow ring. Back to the starting round. Blue shift. It is your turn. Your first ring is green. It's green dots to the green circle.
Okay.
It
Before you-
is on the far edge of the arena. And it seems to there seems to be there's another team. Their ring is right, from what you can see, right next to, it kind of seems to be very similar to, very close to yours.
Yeah, while he was waiting his turn, he was thinking to himself, probably out loud, they probably wouldn't allow me to bring Grandpa into, into this building. So I guess I have to find another way to fly. And so
Yep, probably can
sprouts-
bring your spaceship in. Some people have gear. No one has a spaceship.
Yeah. So he sprouts wings from its back, and he lowers his density by a lot, therefore decreasing his mass. And he's gonna take off towards the ring.
All right. As you are taking off, there, as I said, there's another person who seems to be keeping lockstep with you. They're running almost. You're not shoulder to shoulder, but you are sort of. So you're taking off with your wings. They are on the ground, and you're both charging for this circle. The person kind of like looks up. Go ahead.
He'll lower his mass and phase straight through him if he has to.
Is that what you do? Because okay, all right. So if you get close enough, you're gonna phase through them. Okay, why don't you go ahead and roll me? You know what? Why don't you roll? It's not really provoke. Why don't you roll me? I guess no, that doesn't fit because mundane. This is not mundane at all. So I will go ahead and have you roll provoke someone. So roll me superior.
Okay.
All right. This person, so this person, they're kind of they seem very tall and muscly, sort of, kind of have they have like an orange and red bandit shirt, and metallic cargo pants, I think would be the way to describe it. And as you phase through, and then you're neck and neck essentially. And as you phase through them, they sort of lose their step and do sort of like one of those like tumbling, forward tumbling deals. Whereas if you were like on a mountain, like on a snowy mountain, they kind of turn into a snowball, but they're just tumbling, kind of head over foot. What? You pull ahead of them, so they still have forward momentum, but they are decidedly thrown off. Okay, so you get to the other side, and that was the only other person keeping pack with you, and you have pulled ahead.
And he'll just keep going at that speed, just pushing through with everything.
All right. Yep, you push through with everything you have. You go through that green wing. You get transported, not to the starting place though. You get transported. Right up into the air. You are in the air. You're there, and there are again green dots leading to another green circle.
And he'll head to the next green dot.
Head to the next green dot. Okay. You get there.
Green
there
circle.
you do. Yeah, green circle. You get there. There is a line in between you and the green circle. You see it in time. You don't run straight into it. You see it in time in order to sort of avoid it. And as you so if you have time to avoid it if you choose to. It's your choice. Do you want to trigger it or do you want to avoid it?
You avoid it. Mine is just
Okay.
focused on getting to the end goal.
Okay, so you sort of like go around this line in the air. Your green circle moves. Not too far, but it is adjusted slightly. There is another line in between you and the green circle.
Guess I'm supposed to touch this thing, and you'll trigger it. You move to trigger that one.
Okay, so you trigger that one. There is no sand out of this particular line. There are, in fact, you go to trigger it. It seems to open, and it doesn't seem to do anything. But the green circle is there. On the ground, the rest of your team, green dots, green circles, activate in front of you, all at the same time.
Whoa. Do we go through this, or?
They're there.
I'm guessing
It's your choice.
so.
Yeah, you hit.
Seems like
You
it.
hit for the green circle.
Gonna take off then.
Pushes.
Let's go.
Puts a hand through to make sure it's not like a trap.
No, you put your hand through. It will pass through. You'll get more green dots, green circle.
What? Ooh, huh? Huh? Jumps to the
Just
next
run,
one.
shark, from like 30 feet ahead. Just run, shark. Oh.
Run,
Oh,
shark,
yeah.
run! Okay. As you all go through, so blue shift, this will happen for you first. After you go through the second one, you then get, after you go through the second one, you get purple dots, and it doesn't lead to a circle, it leads to finish line on the ground.
You hit straight there. Like, he'll increase his mass. This time, they increase his falling speed.
Absolutely.
Increases density. Increases dive towards the finish line.
All right, so you do that, no problem. Your density increases. You get to it. You're getting to it, and you cross the finish line, no problem. And we have our first person across the finish line, blue shift. Woo! From the crowd cheering. After the rest of your team goes through the second circle, same thing. Purple lines leading to finish line. As you're going through, all different speeds. Why don't all of you roll for me? Make a mundane roll for me, real quick, if you could. Just regular mundane. Or actually, you still have points you can add to it if you so choose. So Tempest, you make okay. That's a 7.
No, I rolled.
You're good.
Feel free to use the points
7.
if you want.
No, I'll save the points. I roll 7 as
Okay.
well.
All right, and then we just need Silverthorn, or if you're still having trouble with your sheet, I can roll for you.
Having trouble with the sheet, yeah. It just
All
doesn't
right,
want to roll for me. I don't know why.
I'm not sure. Well, I'll show you just in case. Here we go. So, Silverthorn,
I can
you
run.
with sort of motivated by the memory of your past mentor, Taina, you find sort of like a wellspring of like strength and speed to sort of be able to pull ahead, and you get to the finish line right before another contestant who, from what you can tell, seems to be a speedster who was kind of used as the anchor for their team. You finished right before them. So it's blue shift, Silverthorn, someone who appears to be a speedster, There's a couple other contestants that pass, and then it's Sharkclaw and Tempestfire. And pulling up the rear, looking especially disgruntled, is Kai. Kai looks livid. Kind of crossing last.
Can I
Right. Go ahead.
go up to Kai and be like, "Hey, man, that was a real good race. You did a good job. I saw you. You saw you pumping your arms out there. You were working real hard."
I can't stand you.
Oh, it's all right. You don't have to stand. You just gotta run. And she's gonna take off.
Wonderful. All right, contestants, that was an absolutely wonderful race, and points have been tallied appropriately. Our leaderboard, blue shifts right at the top, along with Silverthorn right behind. It seems like Team Dandy's poised to be some of the front runners for this competition. Everybody else better watch out. That, and of course there are cheers and boos as you so as is wont to do. And you all there's a little bit of downtime, for time to get refreshments and everything before the next event, if there's anything you all want to do. But if not, we will go ahead and go to the next event.
I think Sharkclaw wants to give high fives all around, even to the other teams. Like, he'll start with his team, and then he'll go to the other teams, but not to Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave does not get any high fives.
Yeah, Tidal Wave is like Kai in particular is just kind of pacing around, just pacing around endlessly, looking furious, and the rest of the team looks kind of like they're sort of doing the whatever. It's one event, but they clearly look upset by it. But yeah, the rest of the team seems sort of in high spirits. The person who was a speedster that Silverthorn beat out just by that inch sort of comes over just like, "Oh wow, and I thought I was fast. Hi, I'm Young. Nice to meet you."
Hi, good to meet you. Yeah, I don't know. I must have embraced my inner fastness or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's got it deep down. Yeah, I'm a member of TikTok. Sort of pointing to a couple other people there who, again, doesn't seem to be any sort of cohesion in the outfits, but it is a group of people sort of standing together. Right. Well, I promise you're not gonna beat me next time, but good on you, and sort of high five if you want. Boom. All right, and sort of speeds off as they are wont to do.
See, we don't have to sabotage people. We can win on our own merits.
Yeah, we just did.
Though.
It's not sabotage if it's part of the confines of the race. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right. Hey, Tempestfire. I know what all the newspapers are saying. Like, it's just a matter of time until you become a villain again, or you're gonna betray all of us in the moment that we least expect it. But I just want to say I trust you, and like, you were a hero out there. We were all heroes. That's why we did so well.
Oh, Sharkclaw.
Yeah. Don't listen to the newspapers. They don't know what they're talking about.
I'm still gonna put my hand on his shoulder if he'll let me, and just be like, "Oh, Sharkclaw, you still shouldn't trust me, but thank you." And not because, and she walks away, and not because I'm gonna be evil, just because you don't know me. I want a little air of mystery, just a little.
He just looks really confused. He's trying to process that.
You think on that one?
That was weird.
As that moment Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just curious if we had any idea what was coming next, or is it like it's going to be sprung on us like a surprise?
It is going to be sprung on you like a surprise. Yeah, as they've mentioned before, like events change every single year. Like this is the third year of this competition, but the events have never been the same. It's been some mix of physical, mental, and something else, but that's about all that's known. They're never quite the same. But so speaking of that, sort of as everybody gets time to rest, once again, Patch the announcer comes up just like, I hope all our contestants are well rested because it's time for round 2, the memory game. And as that happens, sort of all like the fauna and the rifts in space sort of all fade away, and desks sort of rise from the floor.
Dear.
Oh,
Desks and chairs.
well then.
And by that I mean like long desks. Yes.
Yay, back at school.
Yeah. Right. Love that for us.
Blue Shift just lets go of his armor. I don't think I'll need this.
I don't know. From memory, you just might.
Yeah, you can definitely see some teams sort of kind of do similar, like kind of the groan, just like, and other teams seem more excited. If you look, Team Tidal Wave seems to have perked up a bit at this point, seeing like, okay, it's more men's game. So it's just like, all right, contestants, everybody have a seat. Everybody have a seat. Once everybody has a seat, I can go ahead and explain the rules. All of you can sit wherever you like. There's not any sort of team so go here. It's like sit wherever you like. Sit together, sit separately, whatever you want.
I'm still gonna sit by
Shark Claw
Silverthorn.
That's fine.
Sharkclaw sits behind Kai, but he looks like visibly nervous as he passes by his teammates. I really wish I knew it was going to be a written test before this morning. I'll try not to let you down.
You can do it, buddy.
Oh,
You can do it.
right. And as you all are sitting down, there are, so on top of the desk there are sort of like these tablets there with like the screens, and on it right now it just says memory game. And yeah, so once everybody's seated, Patches again announces just like, well, I hope you all are ready to use your brain, because that's what this one's all about. On your screens, there will be images displayed. You will have to, they will all be, initially they will all be flipped up, and then they will flip back down. They'll all look like, and on the backs of it, they all look like playing cards. You will have to remember where the images are and match them. Whoever matches it the fastest gets more points. So it is literally a memory game. So just like, okay, flip up 2 cards. There you go. It is very literal.
It's concentration.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That is 100%. It is concentration.
It's really intriguing for the spectators, isn't it?
Also, everybody in chat, thank you so much for the donations. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, our wonderful audience. Yeah, so that is the entire thing. So when everybody's ready, all right, contestants, when you're ready, on your mark, get set, memorize. So on everybody's screen, everybody's screen, certain number of cards to get flipped up, some will get flipped down. It is in fact a total of 52 cards, and you just kind of have to flip through it. So for this, we will have everybody make a, what is the most appropriate here? Let's let's have everybody make pierce the mask roll. So that'll be a mundane roll. And Cadence, I'm assuming you're still having trouble, so I'll go ahead and make yours for you if that's okay. Unless you can get it to work.
Do I still have that boon?
You do.
Oh, shit.
Is it okay to
Wow.
apply it to this?
Absolutely, you can. So you all didn't. You ended up not needing to re-roll during the release. So Shark Claw, you can re-roll if you want. Tempest, if you need to re-roll, you can.
And I still got an 8. I'll hold on.
You got an 8. No problem. And Blue Shift, you are silently a front runner in this.
I'm going to keep my 6 because I don't think that there's any way that Shark Claw, being who he is going to remember any of these cards. But I want to sabotage Kai's tablet. I want to change all of the images that pop up to just like giant middle fingers, cards with giant middle fingers on them to try to provoke him.
Okay. How about you go ahead and roll me a how about you roll me an Unleash Your Powers check? So go ahead and roll me
Absolutely.
Freak.
10.
Excellent. So clearly, when it comes to with your other contestants, that's what you save all your energy for. All right. So Kai has, is going at a pretty good clip. Honestly, this is something that Team Tidal Wave sort of excels at. And then all of a sudden, Kai just kind of like slams his hands on the table, just like, what is this? It's sort of kind of used, kind of like, the Etch-a-Sketch toys, shaking it like that to try and get it to like display properly. It seems very frustrated.
Ooh.
So you slowed Kai down.
chill
Kai
pill,
was
Kai.
decidedly ahead of you, but yeah.
And he knows he has no chance, but maybe if he takes out Kai, one of his teammates will win.
And it is a good idea, good strategy. So yeah, so Kai is definitely slowed down by that. Okay, so Kai, all right. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to be rolling for Cadence. That's my bad. I remember.
Yeah, as if you don't have enough to deal with, right?
No, we're good. Now, Kai, you still have a full pool of team points if you want to try and dip into that. Because one more, that'll make it a 7 for you, and that'll be a success.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can also use more if you want. It's up to you. So, do you just want to use the one to make it a success?
Just the one.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Just the one. All right. So you all have 3 team points remaining. All right. So Silverthorn, of course, seems to have some trouble at first memorizing. Kind of flips some of the cards up. It makes the same incorrect match a couple of times, but eventually sort of starts to hit to strike and go through. Blue Shift, this is so easy for you. You're so used to understanding how different things work and really focusing on the aesthetic of things that being able to memorize this is a cakewalk for you. You know things well. And so you're going at an excellent clip. And as you're nearing the last 6 cards, so the last 3 pairs, announcement comes on. Let me make sure I get the name right that I have. Nope, that's not. Where's my list of names? My list of names. I made names. And then over the announced system. All right, contestant Courtney has finished first. And so as you kind of turn over, Courtney seems to be person per person with black hair, sort of like got cut off right at the chin, sort of in a bob cut, and dressed in all black, just black from head to toe, like with the bottoms being military boots, tight fitting turtleneck, and what appears to be it's sort of like, you know how like it's like a skirt sort of made of, I'm gonna probably say the wrong material, like chiffon or something. It was a more flowy material. But yeah, and Courtney just sort of like stands up, does a quick nod to the audience, sits back down, and then Blue Shift, you finish your last three. Like contestant Blue Shift has finished second, and goes on. There's a couple more people listed. Then it's contestant Tempestfire has finished at the given number. Right after that, it is Kai finishes. You did slow Kai down a lot, but still did pretty good. And then, sort of nearing the end of the middle of the pack, is Silverthorn. And Sharkclaw, you're not the last person, but you're sort of in that last few. Like, you're in that last 4 people.
If he knows that he's way at the back, I think Sharkclaw, like, he wouldn't play this game. He wouldn't play their game, and he'll just like put it down and done. And he'll gladly take last.
He'll take last.
Risk. That's right.
All right.
Risk being
All
last
right.
on purpose.
Just like, yeah, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. All right, so Sharkclaw, you are last. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, thank you, contestants, for participating in the memory game. That was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. You still get a chance to, do refreshments if you so choose. It's all at your leisure. Kai sort of bows up to Sharkclaw. If you keep getting in my way, once we're done here, you're gonna have a bad time of it.
Hey, it's just a game, Kai. Like, you and me, we can go out, we can go surfing, we can go get burgers, we could go get pizza, we could go get enchiladas. We can be friends.
The only beef I need is the beef you've brought to me. We're not cool.
Didn't you bump into him first?
I'm not really good with metaphors.
And Blue will just move forward. Like, didn't you start this?
And Kai sort of looks to you and sort of glares, but doesn't say anything. You can, if you so choose, you can make a pierce the mask roll if you want, which is rolling mundane. Because Kai definitely is more of a, his attempt at clipping, but so it is your choice. If you want to try and figure out why he's reacting that way.
He's just, flat expression. Yeah, I'll roll.
Okay. Okay, good. So, all right, on an 8, you get to so you can figure a couple of different things. You can, the questions that sort of available to you are: what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend? How do I get the other two questions that you don't want. So you can try to figure out, okay, is he planning something and that's why he's reacting this way? Is there something he wants from you? Or is, it's mostly planning or what he wants from you, if you have a preference between those two.
Yeah, what he wants, essentially.
What he wants. So he's sort of like keeping that. He's not he seems to be assessing you as if he's just kind of like, would partnering with you be to his benefit?
Me and the team?
That's sort of the feeling you get. Yes.
Partnering with the team?
Partnering with you specifically. Like, he's assessing you.
Okay.
That's the feeling you get. Like, he's sizing you up just like, like, how, like, like, you seem like especially this competition, like, you seem like a strong competitor. So he's sort of, like, because he's kind of dismissed you before, and now he's reassessing. That's sort of what he's doing.
And
so that's what you get. He doesn't say any of that.
Yeah, Lucius was just blankly staring at him, waiting for an answer.
Whatever. Just sort of, like, walks off. Or you know what? Instead of whatever, he kind of looks at you and says, "You could do better," and then walks off.
Does he mean in the competition?
He is kind of cute.
Can I?
Like, he'll say loud enough for him to hear. Does he mean in the competition? Because I think we're winning.
I would like to do something mildly villainous, actually.
Absolutely. Is there, like, a particular ability you're using, or is this...
Yeah, it's not so different. So I'm going to kind of sidle up to Kai very, very sneakily, and I'm going to attempt to provoke him to actually cause some serious problems for us, which means I can roll danger to provoke him in this case. But I'm just gonna be like, listen, you know you're gonna lose this competition. You've seen how it goes. I mean, look at, we got Blue Shift over there just crushing every single event. We got Silverthorn, who's proven that she could have been a speedster in a different life. And well, you know how Sharkclaw feels about you. Don't you think that maybe there's something better than winning? Maybe you should change the competition's rule to suit your needs. I'm kind of hoping he'll get himself disqualified, but I'm sweet talking.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll not so different. Yeah. Or you can. Right. Sorry, you can finish your.
No, that was all it was gonna be.
Okay. 12. Well.
I would roll well.
Well. Yeah, you rolled excellently. And Kai sort of turns to you. And it is just kind of like, you know what? You're right. I can do something to at least some of your team. And with that, like, doesn't disengages from you, but sort of seems to go off to, kind of seems to go back to, because right now the pads are still sort of sitting on the desk. They haven't reset the ring yet. And he goes over to a couple of different pads and does something. Not entirely sure what, but he's doing something.
All right, I'm going to sidle up to my group and be like, I want you all to pay attention to that little worm, because I think he's going to get himself disqualified. At least I hope that's what he's doing.
How do you get disqualified?
Well, I don't know, but he seems to be messing with stuff that he's not supposed to, and I'm a little bit hoping that backfires on him. But also keep your guards up.
Why would he need to do that? Can he just get better?
No. Runs like that never get better.
Can't he just get good? Just get good. Like, it's easy.
Like our friend told us, stay mad.
Oh.
There are just some folks in this life that's how they survive. So I'm a little hoping he'll get his just desserts, but I would still keep your guards up regardless, just in case.
Yeah. If you are looking over, you see at one point one of his teammates jogs up to him, you'd know her as Kari, and they seem to have a little bit of a. It seemed like a disagreement, and then Kari sort of like Kari storms off in one direction, he sort of storms off in another, but does seem to stop messing with the pads.
Yeah. You ever wish you had laser beam eyes?
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
I think he wished he had those.
Yeah.
Don't we all want laser beam eyes sometimes?
True.
Yeah. I mean, he was turning red. Is he mad?
You mad,
yeah.
bro?
He's just a little deep fried.
All right. So as this rest period is wrapping up, there, so once again, Patch just sort of comes on the overhead, just like, all right, contestants, I hope you're ready for our next event, the 2-minute comedy hour. And there seems to be sort of confused yays from the audience, and as that sort of as that sort of going on, there, like the desks sort of start to sink below, but once again sort of like below the stage, and then there's sort of like a surge that goes from pad to pad to pad very quick. Like there just seems to be like a visible surge between all of them, and it's sort of, and then like the lowering sort of pauses, and Patches says, we appear to be having some stage issues. Bear with us for a moment. Hold on. We'll be good to go for this soon, I'm sure. Don't worry. And then there's sort of like some people in bright purple tuxedos sort of roll on to the field, sort of like mess with the bats to try and figure out what's going on. And Kai, and if you bother to see Kai's kind of like looking kind of, again, leaned up against the wall and sort of like kind of glaring in that direction and muttering to himself. You cannot make out what he's saying from this far away, but he is muttering.
Yeah. Shark
do we all have to do? Oh yeah. Can I help you?
Yeah, you know what Kai was messing with those pads? I think you could find out what he was doing.
Yeah, I can find out anything. Probably. Yeah. Do you want me to like mess with him or just like find out?
I feel like you should do the finding out, and Blue Shift should be the one that messes with him this time, because he would not be expecting that.
Well, that's good thinking. Yeah, it's good thinking.
He's like obviously taking a shot. Well, you know what they say. Once a supervillain mostly reformed, it gets better. I don't know what they actually say, because I don't read the newspaper. I don't want to know.
100% how that works.
They put that in newspapers?
Sharklaw says they've been saying some things in the newspapers. Look, regardless, Blue Shift, he likes you for some reason. I think you should go figure out what his deal is. Poke and prod him, get a little information, keep him busy, so we can figure out what he's done to try to rig this whole thing. Turn him in, get him disqualified, not a problem anymore.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Whoever wants can go ahead and roll me and assess the situation right now, if you so choose. Whoever. It can be all of you, it can be none of you. It's your call. Which is a superior?
Yeah, I'll do it. A 9.
Okay. So you.
I didn't notice anything. I rolled for fun.
Nope.
That was just to test my rolls.
100%. Are Blue Shift and Silverthorn okay?
I think it will. I think it will.
Sorry, say again? Oh, you are. Spectre rolls are just on fire tonight.
Seriously.
Great. Like everything. It's just like, oh, is there a question? No, there isn't, because I have the answer.
Well, if you want to roll for me again, I suppose.
Okay.
My sheet just doesn't want to work. Yep, it doesn't matter. That's why it doesn't want to work.
Okay, so
Silverthorn and I are just having a chat.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so for Shark Claw and Blue, we'll handle Shark Claw's information first. So Shark Claw, so the techs do seem to, like, because they checked all the pads, they do seem to have zeroed in on Kai's pad as the issue. They haven't gone over to him, but they have seemed to have done that. So you can tell that they've traced it to something from his pad.
Okay. Can I sense any like Wi-Fi activity or any smart devices in the pad? Has he implanted any kind of electronics in that pad to modify it?
You don't find that he hasn't like physically implanted anything in the pad, and it'd be kind of hard to tell if it's hard to tell while the techs are working on it what else he might have changed. So like there doesn't seem to be any physical hardware changes to it. Other than that, it's a little hard to tell with them already working on it. But you have figured out that they're looking at his.
Okay. Yeah, he'll relay that information to the team via text message.
Okay. There you go. So now the team knows, like, the face of his. Blue Shift. So you notice that they have, in fact, so you also realize that's where Kai was sitting. That's, and that's where it is. You also notice that they do sort of look at, because Kai messed with more than just the pad he was using. There were a couple other pads he did things with, and while the purple suited techs do briefly look at those, they are 100% focused on his actual pad. And you think that perhaps they realize that pad has been tampered with more than once. All right. Oh, hold on. If you're talking,
Yep.
I think you muted. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he'll relay that to the group. That they're looking at his pad specifically and can tell that it's been tampered with more than once.
Well, that
All right.
doesn't look
As
great for us.
And the purple text, after once they're done, they finish. They finish looking at it. They sort of get the thumbs up to the announcer, and then the tables go back to sinking down. One goes over it. One that has on the purple suit and the purple top hat runs over the patches, whispers in her ear, and she announces just like, "All right, contestants, we are good to go for the next round. But I do have to remind you all that there are always consequences to your actions, and points can be deducted at any time, and have been. Have fun."
Do you think they were talking about us?
They could be talking about a lot of things. Can we look at the scores and see where we stand?
Did we get
hoisted on our own petard? I hope not.
The scores sort of the scores are interesting. They are all you can look at your individual scorecard on on the little ID card you got at the beginning whenever you want. But as far as team points, those are only flashed at the end of the round, so they're not up right now. So you can look at your own individual points if you so choose. Tempest, yours have not changed. Silverthorn, who checks theirs? Okay, Sharkclaw, you seem to have lost a few points. Not many, but a few. Everybody else's, if they checked, are unchanged.
Sharkclaw leans into the group. I can't believe it. He played dirty. Who would do something like that? I'm gonna destroy him. Like, absolutely devour him. I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna turn into a shark, a real shark, and I'm gonna eat him. Metaphorically.
Yeah. All right. Do it.
If you
I mean, maybe after the contest.
And eat him, is that still cannibalism?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've not really studied the ethics of that one.
Also, murder's wrong.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, totally wrong.
Like, is that cannibalism? It's still murder. Right. Right. All right. As that is so that gets wrapped up, the deaths sink back down, and once again the floor changes to carpet. Changes the carpet. And there is so there was the announcer stage. There's a bunch of little mini stages that pop up, kind of like little circles, and they have microphones at them, like one of the stand-up microphones. Go ahead and pick whatever stage you want, contestants.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You all right, Silverthorn?
Oh, yeah. Nothing worrying here.
We're supposed to make people laugh?
I don't know.
I think so.
I only know one joke, and it has a rude word in it.
I think that would get a laugh, Silverthorn. No one's expecting you to use a rude word. But, if you don't want to, all right. I also want to know what it is.
Yeah, me too.
So, once you all pick your microphones, Patch once again talks just like, all right, contestants, as I said, this is the 2-minute comedy hour. People say there's 15 minutes of fame. In this time, you have 2 minutes. Tell me something funny. You have 2 minutes to do it. Take as much time or as little time as you want. Have fun.
No pressure.
So, as far as how this will work in game, if you have a joke you like, whether it be pun or what have you, you can say it, or you can roll mundane.
Do I actually have a joke?
It can be a joke, it can be a knock-knock, it can be anything you want.
Sharkclaw coughs his way up to the mic. Kind of looks around. There's a huge crowd. He's like sweating a little bit. He's trying not to show it. And he looks around. He looks to Kai, And he gives him a little sneer out of the corner of his mouth. He looks back to the crowd and he takes the mic and leans into it and he says, "Here's a joke. You ever ask yourselves, who's making money off of this event? Where all that money, because you came here, you're paying for it. All those people here, you're here celebrating us heroes, and we're all here jumping through hoops, writing, memorizing cards, and there's people on the street, probably like crimes happening right now. But do the corporations care about that? No, they only care about your tickets. You paid them. You keep paying them every single day. You wake up, you pay them, you go on Amazon.com, and you buy some things, you stream some, and now here you are sitting and laugh at the shark claw. Is that what? I'm not gonna play your game. And he draws his claws, and like the delinquent that he is, he just slashes through the microphone, shattering it, turning it to sparks. And he really, like, timidly afterwards, he reaches out a hand and he tries to grab, he's going to try to grab like whatever has electricity, like whatever damage he's done, and he's going to try to use his powers to invade the electrical wires with his mind, in hopes that he can later mess with Kai because he's so mad.
Sure. All right. Go ahead and roll Unleash Your. Let's go ahead and do Unleash Your Powers. So go ahead and roll Freak, unless you have a role that's more appropriate to your character you'd like to roll instead.
No, I think Freak will do.
Okay. Go ahead and roll Freak.
A 10.
So you have a mental, you have sort of like so you get a bead into sort of what appears to be the Wi-Fi system. So you have a door into part of the system. You can lose. This is a tightly run competition, so probably once you use it, that'll be it. It won't be a permanent door, but you have an access route for one amount of shenanigan.
I think so. Like, he finishes grabbing onto the microphone, he lets go. His hair's probably all frizzled. He's probably a little fried, but he's in, and he's going to wait for his moment to act on having that access. And he probably says, like, the microphone doesn't exist anymore. He destroyed it with his claws, so probably not many people can hear him. But he probably just says, "Enjoy the show, sheeple," and walks back to the group.
I think Tempestfire is just dying laughing because this is the most ridiculous thing.
It's fair. Fair.
What
Patches.
are you doing? This is a comedy show.
Patches seems to take it in stride. Performance art. Interesting choice, but minus points for property destruction. And if you...
What in the Bo Burnham did you do?
That's all she says. All right. There are a couple other people that go. You see the speedster, Young, again, kind of goes up. Hey, what do you call a fake noodle? Impasta. Yeah. Patches, very straight face, goes, pun. Next contestant. Like, that just smiles consistently, little reaction beyond that. There are a couple of other people. There is one person who seems to do a spoken word piece for the full 2 minutes. And again, so far, same reaction. Smile, announcement of what it was, keeps it moving. So if Tempestfire, Silverthorn, and Blue Shift are ready, you can either, if you want to attempt something, go ahead. Otherwise, make a mundane roll.
Okay. All right, I have some jokes. Okay. How do you send a message in the forest? You use Morse code. How
Pun.
did the squirrel get lost in the forest? It took the wrong route. Like route?
Pun.
Like, what did the beaver say as he left the forest? It's been nice knowing you.
Pun.
Lucian
Same
is just
smile.
laughing loudly.
You can do it. You can do it, Silverthorn.
Why can't you iron a 4-leaf clover? Because you shouldn't press your luck.
Pun.
What do you call a boy with no arms and no legs who lies in a hole? Pete.
That's dark.
Dark pun. And there is a very, if you look at the waist, there's a very small thumbs up. But other than that, no expression change.
I think you did good, Silverthorn. I liked your last one.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was funny.
I think I gotta make the mundane roll.
All right, go ahead and roll mundane.
Because I'm having a bit of a... I feel like Tempestfire's whole set is like this sort of sad kind of... Again, in that Bo Burnham kind of phase of like, is this comedy or is it just kind of dark? Like, I just have a bit of performance anxiety trying to come up with what 2 minutes of material of that sounds like. But I feel like it's all just weird emphasis on words to kind of emphasize her weird, sort of folksy words. But also just kind of like, are you... you need to talk about something?
Good thing. Patches, again, sort of just smiles. Comedy therapy. Moves on.
Why did you make this competition if you just dislike everything people do?
This is the
She doesn't
harshest...
seem to dislike. She's smiling consistently.
She's just a very... It's a tough crowd right there. That is, knows what they like. It ain't willing to sacrifice for anything less. And bombed harder than when
she's
we
laughing
killed
on the
Tuscan
inside.
Pole.
Does anybody want to roll Pierce the Mask?
Ooh, actually, can I? I just had this whole therapy moment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, she is like she would do great at poker. You cannot tell by her face.
There I do well.
There you go. All right. So by that, so her reaction to your set was about, it kind of would have been the equivalent of just like golf clap. Going by Shark Claws, she kind of just she was, again, it was perfectly neutral, just like, I heard what you said. Silverthorns, before your Pierce the Mask roll, she was rolling laughing. Just the repeated, she was beside herself. So you know that. It's all about like the sparkle it was by the sparkles in her eyes, you can tell. All right, Blue Shift, mundane roll or whatever you want.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna roll mundane.
That's fine. I think. Oh, you do still have team points. As a reminder, there's still 3 left, if you so choose.
Does Blue Shift have a boon?
Spend it to make it, huh? What?
I thought Blue Shift also had a boon. but maybe I'm mistaken.
Oh, you're right. Blue shift does have a boon. You can actually just re-roll if
Oh,
you
yeah.
want, and then you can still apply team point if you want.
Okay. Same thing. I'll use a team point to make it a
All
7.
right. So you roll.
He just
So
he just starts basically telling jokes from his home, but nobody gets the context of the joke.
Patches sort of it's same smile, but sounds slightly more confused, just like joke. That's what he says, like from the context. All right. Thank you for stretching your funny bone, contestants. Points have been updated. And this time, there is no team flash up this time. But your individual cards, if you check them, have been updated.
I'm going to use this right as they're updating. I want to use my hacking to change Kai's points, just like he did to mine. And I'm going to make them negative 666 points for Kai. I'm going to try.
So you do not get the feeling that oh my bad. You do not get the feeling that Kai changed your points. I will say that. Because if you recall,
Still going after it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's personal.
You roll. You try and well, actually, so go ahead and so in this case, why don't you roll and why don't you go ahead and give me an assess roll? Like you are in. But you want a very specific ID card.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Got an 8. I want better than an 8 though.
Okay.
I'm going to use my reroll that I haven't used yet.
Sure thing.
He's mad. This feels appropriate. He deserves this.
Don't roll mad, dude.
You do have 2 team points left if you so choose to use them. If you want to still make this a success. Your call.
No.
No?
He cares too much about his team.
All right. Now you get into the system. You do change somebody's points. You don't know whose.
Oh no. Hey, blue shift.
Some walls kind of got like you got in, you thought you hit the right ID, something with the numbers looked weird. You were able to shift it, and then kind of got kicked out of the system.
Tempestfire, blue shift, Silverthorn. I might have done something. You know, there's some other team. We got like a 20% chance that I just might have lost the competition for our team.
I see.
What'd you do?
I'm gonna check my card.
Tempest, your points look fine.
Yeah, check mine.
You're staring at your card to see if it updates?
Yeah.
You check your point value. It has not changed. As in, it has not changed from round 2. So as far as so either you got points and lost them, you edited your own card. You're not sure, but they seem to be exactly the same from round 2.
Yeah, check mine too. How did you? Wait, what did you do?
Oh yeah, like went into the electrical wires with my brain powers, my shark powers, and I hacked around in there. I was trying to, I was trying to get back at Kai because of what he did to me. Uh, Only natural, right? An eye for an eye, and I think I might have changed one of ours or somebody else's instead on accident. I'm really sorry. Really sorry.
But we were beating him though. I don't think
Blue
his ego
Shift, you
would have been
said
able
you
to
were
stand that.
checking your card.
Yeah.
Your card just has a shark on it now. Like, it doesn't even say your name anymore. It just has a shark.
That's
Well,
interesting.
Silverthorn's yours looks fine.
Blue Shift, if you need me to tender my resignation from the team, I understand. I'm really sorry. I was just trying to help us out, and whatever you decide, Blue Shift, you're the best. You're the best, Blue Shift.
Well, let your emotions get the better of you.
I know.
But we're a team.
Speaking of teamwork, oh, go ahead.
I think he just goes and tries to give Blue Shift a big hug.
And will comfort you through your agony, and we will remind you, don't do it again.
Right, yeah, I'm sorry.
We're here to win honestly.
Right, yeah, totally.
Yeah, you don't beat people like that with cheap tricks. You hit them in their ego.
I don't think you're supposed to hit people there, Shift. That's an Earth joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Well,
As your team has finished sort of their talk, next round gets sort of pulled up. Make sure I'm checking things just fine. All right. Next round that is going up, just like Patch just goes, all right, contestants, I hope you're ready for another round. After you get after you have your refreshments, like, I hope you're ready for another round. Our next round is the Water Gala. And as so again, the stage, the sort of arena resets. The stage is all sinking to the ground, and then sort of the big space sort of opens up. Like, you all are off to the side when this happens, so the space opens up, and a giant pool, like almost the width of the entire there's some space on the sides, but the majority of the now stadium floor space is taken up by a pool. There's various flotation devices set in there. There's sort of benches on the side you can sit on, but yeah, it is a giant pool, and there are some wardrobes available that seem to have, or rather, there's sort of the rack things, and on the rack there's all sorts of wetsuits or swimsuits if you prefer, and yeah, giant pool. All right. The goal of this round is all about, well, water and gala. So do your best to use the water to dazzle us all. Have fun,
Shark Claw,
contestants.
it's your time to shine.
As a group or individually?
Funny you should mention that. So this time there are like I said, all benches that popped up a long time. There are names. There are names on each side of the bench, seemingly engraved in them, and there are two per bench. None of you all are on the same bench. So Silverthorn, you are next to Young, the speedster from earlier. Tempestfire, you are next to someone who goes by the name of Brandon. This seems to be Firefoot dude from earlier.
Oh,
Sharkclaw,
whoops.
you are next to Sun, who you don't know. Like Sun has a weird effect. Like whenever you look at Sun, when you look at Sun, you know what Sun looks like. But when you look away, you couldn't describe them. So it's a very odd feeling. But Sun is humanoid from what you can recall. And that's all you can recall. You can't recall anything about their outfit unless you are directly looking at them. In Blue Shift, you are next to Kai. Now that you all have found your partners for this round, it's up to you to come up with a routine. It must, at least one of you must be in the water at all times. Besides that, use your powers to the wildest of your imaginations. Have fun!
Are we allowed to converse with do we have like a moment to converse with our teammates?
Yes.
Like
You have 15 minutes of prep time.
Okay. All right. So Sharkclaw can't look at Sun because it weirds him out.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like when you look at Sun, you know exactly what Sun looks like. No problem. It's when you look away, it's almost like a fog effect on your mind.
So he's sort of like, he probably finds like a rolly chair so he can sit down in the rolly chair and like rolls backwards towards Sun so that he's not looking at Sun, but it's like talking over his shoulder.
Okay.
Hey, Sun. So look,
Yes.
you know, your superpower that you have there, it sort of seems like it's gonna make us lose, because nobody's gonna remember you or anything you do or what you look like, and we're gonna get really low scores. So like, is there a way you can, like, I don't know, can you do anything else other than make people forget things?
Yes. But I can't tell you. I'd have to show you.
Okay. He slowly swivels around in his rolly chair, like afraid to look, but he forces himself to look right at Sun.
Okay. And as you look right at Sun, Sun has sort of bright pink hair, sort of in a afro shape. Their eyes are every color and no color at the same time. It's like a kaleidoscope. It shifts. And besides that, so they're bright pink, sort of like afro, pink eyebrows, whole deal. And they have these sort of they're it almost kind of looks like they're, what's the best way to describe their aesthetic? It's sort of, their style seems to be modeled sort of after Prince, the artist, with like there's ruffles everywhere and everything, and so yeah, they're very, yeah, that seems to be the feeling you get after this. So yeah, so the shifting eyes is quite striking. And Sun goes, well, when everyone looks at me, then I can conjure wonderful images, and sort of spreads their hands, and as their hands sort of glow, like there's like this glowing energy that kind of pulls up from it, and they conjure sort of like one of those little, you know, those music boxes where you open them up and there's like a little dancer inside that sort of spins around and makes music, sort of conjures that, and like, so you see the image but you also hear the music. It only works as long as someone's looking at me, though.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so I mean, this kind of gives me an idea, but you know, like ideas aren't my best thing. The thing that I'm best at is something totally different. So you would think because of this shark fin and the fact that you know, I'm really good on a surfboard, that I have some kind of powers with water. And maybe there's one time I might have turned into a shark. I don't know. I've not been able to reproduce it. Um, so what I could do is, you know, get you on one of those floaty devices out there, so you're not touching the water, like right in the middle, and then I can electrocute all of the water so that everybody's looking down at you, and then you do your thing. Everybody will be looking at you. It'll be like a light show, big light show.
That makes sense to me. And also, if you interact with my creation, even if they forget what they saw, they'll remember you, because I didn't create you.
Whoa. Yeah, for a moment I was questioning whether maybe you did. Okay, good. Good. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're gonna win this. You and me, son. We got this.
I look forward to working with you.
He kind of nods and swivels away. Does he completely forget Sun?
You
once he
you
swivels?
cannot describe what Sun looks like at all. You remember everything Sun said. And
Okay.
you remember that Sun can create something. That's what you can recall. If you actually, one thing you can do, if you go ahead and roll me a Pierce the Mask, so mundane. See if you can recall any more, if you can recall exactly what it was Sun showed you.
Sure. A 7.
You recall that what Sun showed you was an illusion of some sort.
Okay.
So you know Sun can make illusions. You could not describe what Sun looked like to anybody.
Okay. So, yep. He just remembers. He kind of remembers the conversation. He kind of remembers that he was planning on electrocuting the pool, and he still wonders, can I turn into a shark?
All right. At the very least, you could look like a full shark. Up to you and Sun.
Oh yeah, you have costumes, right?
There are all sorts of wets. Yes, there are.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's already got a fin as part of his, like, it's just part of him. But he will go find like a shark head, like a mask, and he'll put it on, and he'll put the sunglasses over the front of the mask.
Yes. Yep.
Part of him feels
you find
more
that,
like
no problem. All right, let's go over to Tempestfire, who was paired with, you were paired with Firefeet. Brandon, there we go.
Yeah, Brandon. Which is such a great superhero name, Brandon. I think Tempestfire is just gonna immediately look and be like, I don't know what Firefeet gotta do with the water. I don't know if you can touch the water. But I gotta tell you something, Brandon. I can't swim. What are we gonna do?
Oh, yeah, no, that's no problem. I can, like, make a smoke effect, No problem. I can just like kick my feet really fast and do like a smoke thing, so I can be in the water, no problem. I just gotta make sure I don't melt like the inflatable. We'll be cool.
All right, all right, cool. I mean, I can like,
So,
I mean, acid fire and things like that. They make a lot of real cool effects, but they have
yeah,
flotation devices in those. Again, I cannot swim.
yeah. Well, I mean, they got like water wings and stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And only
All
one
right,
of us has to be like in the water.
shoot,
I'll be in the water,
Tempestfire.
no problem.
All right, I can make you some slicks and some cool colors and things you can probably actually set on fire on the water to create effects with your feet as you make some smoke and things like that. Uh,
Cool.
but yeah. All right. Also, I'm sorry about the sand earlier. No hard feelings, I assume.
No worries. I had like glass feet for a bit, though. That was pretty sweet.
You just take everything
Felt
in
like,
stride, don't you?
I mean, who doesn't want to feel like Cinderella?
Fair, I guess. Tempestfire is going to go pick out the best looking of the swimsuits, even though it's probably not going to get wet, and just whatever will keep her. So, like the round thing that goes around your middle and some water wings, just like.
Oh, sure thing. Like I said, if you want like a full wetsuit, there is also that available.
Oh no, something that's going to be like perfect for her villainous form that is also very like slightly revealing and also kind of like for
Okay.
show.
Yep.
Something that is
You can
showy.
they have Miami swimsuits if you so choose to wear that.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. No problem.
Very Baywatch.
Yeah. Brandon has on swimsuits that look like they could have come straight off of Baywatch. Seems to be like, yeah, we like match.
Yeah. That's the good job, little.
Sweet.
You did.
It's a happy soul. And then we'll go ahead and go in our normal order. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll save Blue Shift for last. Silverthorn. Said so. You are paired with Young, the speedster. Just oh man. Well, I mean, I guess if we're on a team together, we will win together. I was looking forward to beating you, but this works too.
Yeah. You can swim, right?
Oh, yeah, I can swim a little bit. You know, I at the very least I know how to doggy paddle, and I can do it really fast. So there's that.
That'll be cool. So I was thinking I could like make the pool look like it's covered in greenery and pretty plants and things, and you could be like whatever water creature is flitting through and enjoying just being wonderful.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. Like, so you'll like fill the pool with like algae or something, and maybe
Yeah.
I kick around a little bit, and for like a big finish, we do like I sort of maybe start to like go ahead and run around, like like speed around really fast so we make like an algae water tornado. It's like our finish, and then I stop, and then it just rains water on everybody.
That would be great. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Awesome! High five! Boom! Sounds like you have a plan, unless there's anything else you want to add.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
And finally
Algae
we
tornado.
go.
I like it.
Yeah, green tornado, absolutely. Finally, we go ahead and go to Blue Shift, who's sitting with Kai. And Kai's got a big old smile on his face. Well, I say big. It's big for him, which means it's about regular size for your normal person.
Wait, what are Kai's powers?
So Kai's power, as far as you know, is he does tech stuff. Like he's kind of got fiber wire sort of running throughout his outfit. Like he's more of a plug in and go sort of hero as far as you know. You don't know if he can do anything else.
He'll just straight up ask him, what sort of things can you do?
Well, when it comes to system work, I can make it do whatever I want. Though that's not very conductive to the water, we'll say. Not real compatible with that. But I'm sure between my intellectual prowess and your strong running in this competition, we can come up with something.
So relying solely on me to get this done.
I wouldn't say that. Because you see, as I mentioned, I can, at the very least, we have all these screens here. And the lighting system, that's got to work some sort of way. I'm sure I can mess with that to sort of have a strobe effect if we want. I can time it out to a routine. I can enhance the performance for certain.
Okay. I think I have an idea. Could be dangerous.
I'm all ears.
Since I can shift my density as I please, I can move through the water frictionless. I can also increase my density to the point of having gravitational pull. I can use this as I move through the water, moving it in any way I choose, really.
All right. So one thing we can do with that, we can sort of start with the mood light. Like we can start with the stadium lights will be all bright, and I can cut it all down to one spotlight and start strobing it as you move through this water, and all the different angles, and sort of turning on different ones to flash different parts of it. And then eventually, we really want that big finish as you're increasing as you increase your density. If you can hop out of the water, then I can have all the lights hit you at once as you sort of breach from it. So give it a mystery to the performance. And I can physically move things around the water to aid with it too. I'm not a physical powerhouse, but I can still do things.
Sounds like a plan.
Good to work with you.
We'll see.
Right. Seems like all of our groups have their ideas together. Good, good, good. All right, let's see. So does anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Now we've sort of described what what all the performances will look like. So in order to confirm, how this all works, we'll have each of you roll Unleash your powers unless there's another skill that you think applies better. So unleash your powers, which I believe is a freak roll. You'll go ahead and have you roll that. The other character will roll as well. See how well they do.
Ha,
Oh, hey, it
ha,
finally worked.
I figured it out.
Yay! You do still have 2 team points left
Reroll.
if you want.
I have a,
I have a
reroll
thing
too,
I can do
yes?
to help.
Okay, you want aid from the sidelines?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a passive move. If I spend, I can spend a team point here to help them.
Sure, absolutely.
I think it only gives would give Silverthorn a +1 though.
That's fine. If that's what you want to do, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, so I mean, so that take it up to a 7.
Yeah.
Yep, so we'll take it up to 7.
Okay.
We'll see how your partner does. Do you want to describe how you help from the side?
Yeah, I think he hacks into the jumbotrons, and he does he takes control of the cameras through his glasses, and he's like panning in with dynamic shots on Silverthorn from different angles. He's gets the crane camera swoops in towards Silverthorn. It makes it seem really dramatic. Whatever's happening, he makes it more dramatic on the jumbotron.
Sure thing. Absolutely. So that's how you get your +1. Your partner. You all do great.
Thank you, Young.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So between the speed, like Young is basically like a fish through this water with all that, and the way like you make sort of like branches with your algae and everything. It's just it's a water park, but with plants. It's just phenomenal, and your big finish with the tornado just kind of spiraling out everywhere. It's almost sort of like it's almost kind of like, I think at the end of some, like, once things are raining down, there's perhaps some petals in there as well as a flourish. Like, it just goes spectacularly. Good, excellent showing. Applause, uproarious applause. Right, who would like to go next?
I'll follow that.
All right, Tempestfire with Brandon, absolutely.
All right. We'll unleash.
Wonderful. All right, let's see how Brandon does. You all are in sync. No problem. So there's the smoke effect, and yours goes above average. You are in sync. There's no problems there, and there's some cheers from the crowd for you all as well. Admittedly, not as loud as for Kim and for Young and Silverthorn, but pretty good amount. It's just yeah. So there. It's a fantastic showing, no question.
Yay! Well, that's
All
happy
right.
for me.
Absolutely, it's great. What about, let's see, so now between, do we want to do
I'll
Team
go next.
Sharkclaw next? Oh no, Team Blue Shift next. All right. So with Kai and Blue Shift. Okay, let's go ahead and roll, see how this goes. Blue Shift, go ahead and do your roll. Are you okay? I know you're not. Yes, 400 made. Thank you so much, chat. Can you just roll for me, Ryan, in any game I'm in? Because seriously, you're rolling. Wow. Well, when your performance starts, and all the lights are sort of like cut out, except for the one that's on you. There's like a silence that falls over the audience. And then, as you're sort of like cutting through the water at these different intervals with like your density shifting on and off, occasionally there's different sort of flotation devices that sort of are like suddenly propelled up or thrown in, and there's the strobe effect going with or rather there's like like the occasional like, okay, light flash here, like it's this really dramatic like performance that you two manage throughout it. Telling the story, it's almost like a short silent film, as it were. And it's one of like in
Yeah,
the audience just quiet through most of it, just taking in the performance.
yeah. As the finale of the performance goes, and he starts increasing his mask and pulling the water as he moves through the pool behind him, he's gonna pop his wings again and go straight into the air with a helix pulling the water with him, and straight into the air for the finish.
Yeah, and like now, all the lights come up. It's like this bright golden and silver sheen from different ones, and you just this image of just like you and the wings and like this water spiral is just burned into the audience's eyes. There's uproarious applause after all that quiet. Absolutely fantastic, no question. So Team Sharkclaw, you ready to follow that?
Yeah, he just sort of he's staring at it in awe and he feels so mixed, right? Like, of course, like, yeah, Blue
Mm-hmm.
Shift, great job, Blue Shift, you're the best of us, but Kai, but he can't help it. Like, he just sort of lets out a, oh, Jawsome. All right. So I thought we had a plan, but I don't know that what we
Before,
had is.
can I do something before shot class starts? Like at
Oh
the end
yeah,
of the
absolutely.
routine, the shift will pointedly look towards Shawclaw and just like give him like, you got it. And before his routine, uh Blue Shift will basically like give him a pep talk about how he has all the qualities necessary to be here, to win, to pretty much be the best of us if he so chooses.
Why don't you go
And
ahead and roll me? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's actually one of his moves.
Oh well, there we
best
go.
the best of them.
Perfect. We're
Yeah.
on the same thing. So yeah, go ahead and roll that. I don't know what. I don't know if that's superior or mundane. I don't remember what skill that is.
Yeah, I roll plus freak instead of plus mundane.
That's what it is.
When
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and make that roll. Still excellent.
it doesn't say what,
Yeah.
it's just the support um action.
Yeah, I am gonna say that Sharkclaw, you get your reroll back from this pep talk. You are
Awesome.
buoyed by this.
Yeah, and he you know puts a hand on Blue Shift's shoulder and says, "You don't know how much that means to me. Ever since Taina died, I feel like I'm just out drifting at sea. And I see everything you do and the others do. You're such great heroes, and me, well, I'll try to make you proud, Blue Shift. I'll try to make Taina proud."
Uh, if you're adrift at sea, become king of the ocean.
And his face goes wide, like he that strikes a light bulb in his head, and he gives you a big smile, and he nods. He says, "Yeah, I got this." Thanks, Blue Shift. And he kind of like updates Sun on the plan, gets Sun on, like a floaty raft, a little like a flotation device, so that they're not touching the water. And he pushes them out towards the center of the pool, and he's like splashing, like trying to use his arms to create waves to get them out towards the center of the pool. And then he takes out his cell phone and he hacks it with his device, with his glasses, and he tosses it in the pool, and he tries to make it explode, so it electrifies the pool and draws the audience's attention down towards the center.
Oh, sure.
And he's going to hesitate for a minute, take a breath, and then he's going to rip off his mask, his shark mask, and he's going to jump in that electrified pool.
So still go ahead and roll me, unleash your powers. You will have a bonus to this.
Yeah. Cool. And because I used my team move earlier, I have +1 forward on this as well.
There you go. You don't even get a resounding success. Okay, I still need to roll for your teammate, but this is you have above a 12, so let's just double check to see what it's gonna be. I'm glad you rolled excellently. Sun didn't do so well.
Can I give my reroll to my teammate? Can I give my reroll to Sun?
Sure, you can absolutely give your reroll to Sun. Much better. All right. So again, you use your cell phone to hack in and electrify the pool, and you dive in, and the audience kind of goes with a kind of collective gasp as you do that. And as you're jumping in, you bring all the attention to it, and Sun just sort of again opens their hands, and from their hands they spill forth this sort of it's almost kind of like a quilt flowing out of their hands at first, and then as you realize it's not a quilt, it's just a bunch of images that are moving that sort of slowly filter out into the audience, all these different scenes. Some of them are of space, some of them are of like an oasis in the desert. All these different images are sort of like scattered throughout the arena. And then wherever you decide to if you decide to crest back up out of the water, you have if you looked down at yourself, you have looked the most shark-like you ever have. You took off the mask, but your visage, it is it's sort of harkening back to Animorphs. You sort of have the in-between transition phase of shark and man. And you are land shark right now, embodied. Except you're still in the water, but you get the point.
I say he goes under the water and he's being electrocuted, and he's not physically that tough. He's not resistant to electrocution, and he flashes back to the moment he got his powers when he was drowning in the ocean, and he touched some sort of entity that was down below, and it became a part of him. And he remembers feeling so close to the ocean and so close to the sea life at the time. And when he gets through the pain of the electrocution, he leaps out of the water, and the shark jumps the raft that Sun's on. But because he's still got arms, he flexes for the audience as he flies by and then splashes back into the water on the other side.
Absolutely. And even on your arms, there's a fin on your forearm and on your upper arm on both sides. Yeah, you are very shark-esque. And so occasionally there's this electrified shark just coming in out of the water, and slowly the images sort of shift to show you, as Sun sees is happening to you, they sort of shift to intercut you with you cresting the water, and then from that it sort of turns into like action comic panels of you just like, okay, so like it's you in this form, but then like punching out a bad guy or lifting a building. It is just you incarnate like all these different images. Like it is the Shark Claw show right now.
And
That
when
yes.
it's over, like he's exhausted. And he like pulls himself out. Like his face changes back slowly. He pulls himself out of the water and then just flops down. He lifts his head up, and he takes off his sunglasses and just gives a thumbs up, an exhausted thumbs up to Blue Shift, and down on the pavement.
And Sun slowly stops their illusions and head nod again to the audience. There's lots and lots of applause for this as well. Blue Shift and Kai still got the most, but lots and lots of applause. These have been wonderful performances. And so, says the announcer, that was a fantastic showing, contestants. That's what I mean when I say bedazzle us, surprise us, enchant us. That was amazing. One of the best rounds I've seen in this competition. With that being said, rest up before the new round.
There's another one yet. My goodness.
Oh, God. I'd like to go over to Shark Claw and just check on him. Just like,
Yeah.
buddy, are you?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm feeling and the clearest I've ever been. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Hey, was I a shark? Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it. You went full shark.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing transformation. Never seen anything like it.
It's incredible.
Thank you. Well, I mean, what you did too, with turning the entire pool into a garden, and Blue Shift, like, I really felt like you carried Kai,
Blue Shift.
because Kai, like, he stunk it up, but you were great.
Yeah, Blue Shift. You gotta use that Helix move. I don't know what fight we're gonna be in where that's gonna come up, but you gotta use that move, man. That was something else.
Although speaking of our contestants getting a break, do we want to take a quick break so we can like stretch and get water, or do we just want to go through? Because essentially what we have left is the finale, but I want to double check first.
I'm good right
I'm
now.
good.
You're good?
Good.
Good? All right. We can keep going, but you all as contestants will still get your break.
All right. We got this. Let's do this.
Yeah, out of the game. Remember in session 0 when I asked about property damage during that fight with
Yes.
Tuscan Pole? That's what I was imagining I did.
Gotcha. Yeah, that can do it.
First time you've seen him do this.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, as long as nothing else gets broken, we can do it again. Anytime.
That was
That's
fun.
true.
Yeah.
All right, are you good? No hacking shenanigans? Nothing else? Are we good to head into what appears to be the finale of this competition?
We can do it. We can do this. We got this, guys. We're skilled. We're powerful.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Yeah. We are a team. We are fine and dandy.
We are.
Can that be our team
Yes,
name?
you
Fine
are.
and Dandy?
Is that not what our name is short
The
for?
dandies.
That's entirely up to y'all. You can be fine and dandy if you want. After this competition for trademark purposes.
Damn.
The action figures and the other merch.
Yeah, it gets messy if you're not consistent, but yeah, you can switch it up.
Yeah. Yeah, the
All right.
toy pool.
As there will most certainly be a figure of Blue Schiff with the wings. Most certainly.
Yeah.
All right. All right, contestants. It's been a fantastic competition, seeing everything you can do. But now we are to our final event, head to head. You gotta do your best. And our last event is tic-tac-toe.
Oh,
Floor, sort of like does the thing in like the the floor closes over where the pool is, the benches sink down, and once again it's sort of like that. This time the floor stays that sort of like white tile, as it were.
Is this a team sport or do we play individually? Do you know? Do we know?
Head-to-head competition.
can I still
You-
assess the situation?
Absolutely, you can. Okay. So in this case, so on that white liminal space, after a little bit, sort of like lines form across it it separates it into 8 sections. And at somewhere in that space, everyone's team name is printed. So there'll be first space, team fire kicker, second space tidal wave, so on and so forth, and you with the last space being the dandies. And there's space for all of you to stay. There's enough space for you to stand in all your spots.
All right.
And once you're at your spots, white wall comes up, separating all of you from the other teams. As mentioned, this is a head-to-head competition amongst the people you signed up with. Have fun, contestants. And on the wall that from you, there's there are 4 lines drawn, making the classic tic-tac-toe shape. And on a little like shelf that pops up, there's blue X's and red O's.
Well then.
Okay. So we're going to have to play until somebody wins.
One thing that does come up on the side is because you all, if you check your cards, you see your different points. And this time, one thing that comes up from the side is an actual point system. It has first place, 100 points, second place, 75 points, third place, 50 points, and fourth place, less than 50 points.
And we playing each
This is the
other?
first time
Alright.
you were being, this is the first time you're being explicitly told how many points each place is worth.
Well,
How do we decide who goes first?
I'm fine.
First one to
going
ask
first.
is the first one who's first.
Oh no, I don't
All
need
right,
that kind of
Sharklaw.
pressure. Oh,
It's
right.
not gonna be pressure. It'll be fun.
Do any of you check your point cards before you start playing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your points as they stand. Blue Shift is sitting at 542 points. Silverthorn has 415 points. Tempestfire has 350 points. Sharkclaw has 300 points.
I think
As
he's
it
just really
stands.
happy that. I think he's just really happy to know that Blue Shift doesn't have shark points anymore.
Yeah,
He's got
Blue
numbers
Shift's teams
again.
have been fixed.
Mhm.
Whew. Oh.
Oh.
All right. Well, tic-tac-toe. And
Yeah.
Let's
just
have fun.
grabs one of the X's and he just throws it on a random spot on the floor, I guess. Like, he doesn't care. He just throws it randomly.
Sure. Okay.
All right. I guess I'm gonna be strategic off of his random throw and try to set myself up for victory.
Yeah. I
A
mean,
little bit competitive.
Sharkclaw, you can just throw it if you want. If you just want to throw things random, that's fine. Like if you want to let Tempestfire win, you absolutely can.
Yeah. He's not like... Sharkclaw's being a good teammate here. He can't win. He's too far behind. He had his moment. He turned into a shark. Now it's time for the rest of them to finish the race, and hopefully one of them comes out on top. So yeah, he just throws it randomly.
So you want
Sure thing.
you want to strategically set it up so Blue Shift gets as many points as possible.
He's not that smart. I don't think. I think he wants.
I think Tempestfire would be thinking 3 steps ahead, going like, okay, so how do we...
I think so too.
Blue Shift get the most points? Yeah, we can do that. I mean, Tempestfire still wants to win her game against Sharkclaw. They're just a little bit competitive, but
Sure thing.
you know, it's still gonna set up the rest of the game so Blue Shift can win.
Absolutely. So Tempestfire, you win your game against Sharkclaw, and then while they play Silverthorn and Blue Shift, you play your game. Like Silverthorn, are you attempting to win, or are you just kind of? It's entirely up to you. There's no wrong answer.
Blue Shift is just playing. He's not necessarily like. This is fun for him. Just
Sure.
playing with his friends.
Absolutely.
If they want to give him the win, he'll take it. But he just wants to play.
Okay, Silverthorn.
Yeah, I'll let Blue Shift
Okay.
win. It was just
So, all right. So Blue Shift, you win that one. Tempestfire. It sounds like you were going to let Blue Shift win. So out of that, once those are resolved, so between Silverthorn and Sharkclaw, would you let Silverthorn win, or would you try?
No. He just throws randomly.
Okay. All right. Based on that, unless Silverthorn you throw randomly in response, you win.
I throw randomly too.
Okay. In that case, both of
You're
you make a
gonna
mundane
play.
roll.
You play until
Okay.
you.
Both of you make a mundane roll. Silverthorn, you win. Sharkclaw out random through you. So in one way, Sharkclaw, you won. Okay, so all right, so that brings your totals up to, respectively, 642. No, not 515. 490. And 400. And 3. How many would actually need to roll to see how? Let's see. How many do you get? Nope, 349. You're a team sport. All right. Once that round is decided, all right, contestants. I hope you had fun with the traditional game of tic-tac-toe. It seemed like a nice come down from all of the exciting exertion. All right, now it's time to announce winners of all the different categories. In first place, we have Blue Shift as our individual winner.
Yay!
So, Blue Shift, you can come up and get it. They'll have a nice medal for you.
He'll take it. He'll give a bit of a bow to the host, to the MC.
Absolutely. For the... Oh, yeah. No,
I was just saying.
absolutely.
He'll just point to his team.
For overall team points, our winners are Tidal Wave. Group Tidal Wave comes up.
Tempestfire's just gonna clap.
Takes their award. For most creative use of abilities, we have a two-way tie. Silverthorn and Young Kim. The speech that you paired with her earlier.
It's just the loudest clapping. Applause.
All right. And for most rebellious contestant, Shark Claw.
Thank you. It was an honor, really.
See,
Hey,
there's nothing like
down
bad
with
behavior getting
capitalism.
rewarded.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you get, because everybody who got called gets a medal, and as you get yours, Patches actually leans to you, kind of away from the mic. If you are interested, I have a job available for you and your teammates. Leans back. Same smile. Thank you all for joining, folks. That brings our yearly competition to a close. Thank you all so much. And if Patch Pewgule could be here themselves, I'm sure they would also appreciate they would express their appreciation to you all. We hope you have fun, and we look forward to seeing you at our next competition next year. Be sure to apply. The audience uproarious nation for everything. Amazing. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, chat. You're wonderful. You're great. You are amazing. Okay, so once again, thank you, audience. We hope you join us again for next year. Deep bows all around. Laps for the contestant. Everybody who participated gets a lovely gift bag.
Ooh, like gift bags.
What's inside? That's the first thing that has to be found out. What's in the gift bag?
Sure.
What's in the bag?
Generally it's kind of stuff like there's most of it is purple, as is the want from this thing. So there's like purple phone cases. There's a couple of like bars that are not Nutrigrain because trademark, but that's kind of what they taste like. And then in your particular teams, in the Dandies envelopes, there is also an envelope stuck to the underside if you dig deep enough into the baskets, assuming that Shark Claw told you about the job.
Yeah, I think he probably forgot until he sees the envelope, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, they offered us a job. Maybe that's what this envelope is." He rips his open.
All right. And in the envelope, it says it has a location on it, and it says in kind of like black block letters, "You are needed," and a location. That's all it says.
There's
Well,
something about that just makes Sharklaw smile.
Yes.
All right. And at that, we freeze frame on our heroes with their mysterious envelopes. You are needed. And if you want to tune in, you'll have to follow the adventures in the comics, because that's all you get for the session. Be sure to subscribe at your local game store. Thank you so much for watching. Update your pool list, everybody. Yes. And that was the Patch Pewgule Competition.
That was fun.
You all
so
were
great.
absolutely fantastic. I hope you're great. Why don't we once again go around, talk to our lovely players? Why don't we actually start in reverse order of what we did before? So why don't we go ahead and start with Cadence?
Hello, I am Cadence. I am on the Twitter at Magdalene Bloom. I play various streamed games around the world. No. So, yeah, best thing is to follow me on Twitter if you want to know what I'm up to next, because it'll be there.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Going on to Sphinx.
Hey, Sphinx. When I'm not lurking in people's channels, you can find me here on Tail on Fridays for Cult. And you can also find me on Honey and Dice's channel for Call of Cthulhu, Clockwork Vines game. And also playing City of Mist on Emerald City GMG on Saturdays, Call of Cthulhu on Sunday.
All right. Awesome. Going on up to Xander Slamilton.
I know. I have a million names. I can't even keep them all straight in my own head. But yes, you can find me at Twitter at Xander Slamilton. The only thing I'm currently in that is actually currently playing is here on Weave the Tale, Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern for Dragon Age, in which I play a very murderous and kind of unusual character for me in that they're supposed to be quite a mysterious rogue. That's where you can find me.
Mystery knifing, as they call it. All right. Going on. Oh my goodness. Again, thank you so much, chat. You're amazing. Thank you. Sorry. Go ahead. Wow.
Hey, this was a blast. I really enjoyed getting to play with everybody. I had such a fun time, and it's just a lovely group of people. I'm very excited that we were able to raise some money for a great cause in chat. I'm really appreciative of everybody who's watching. My name's Don. You can find me if you want on Twitter at Donathan Fry. I'm a TTRPG designer. I work with a lot of awesome people, and I love to be able to do what I love and get to share that with other people. Sometimes I stream. I used to stream a lot more than I do now. Now when I do, it's usually for a charity thing, and anytime I get a chance to, because I don't do it as much as I used to, I just always have so much fun, and I'm really glad that I got to meet all of you today, and I'm very, very, very happy we did this. I'm just had a great time, so thank you all very much.
Awesome. And then there's me. Hi, I've been your game master for the evening. I'm Alicia. You can find me on Twitter at NNG98. Normally tweet the things you can normally find if you come to my Twitter page are puns, the things I'm in, and snakes when I get my new pets, of course. You can scroll through and find some pictures of my old pets, but yeah, that's kind of what I do. You can typically find me over on my own channel Sunday evenings for board games with friends. We've been playing a lot of Wingspan. And also on Wednesdays, you can find me over on Danny Plays Games. We've also started playing Wingspan there, but we're also recycling through a couple of other board games. So that's on Wednesdays night. And I always retweet whatever I'm in and when I'm doing it. So go ahead, be sure to follow me at NNG98 or on my Twitch at Petty Energy. And again, I hope you all enjoyed our story, and thank you so much for all the donations to this worthy cause and just for stopping in and having fun. Yeah, thanks you so much, everybody. And until next time, enjoy life. Bye.